What's up, guys? So I was actually already in the middle of recording this video, and I looked at my new setup, and I'm gonna double check it right now. Looked like the mic had gotten unplugged when I moved it from filming the one camera or filming the one video to the next. So thankfully I had just gotten started, but what I was basically getting at is in my other video I introduced this Hero 9 to the channel. And what I was going over is why I picked it, and essentially what it could offer the channel in terms of better content. Now, I am familiar with GoPros. I actually have a Hero 3, which is the one and only GoPro that I've actually ever owned. But I've taken this thing on several trips. Usually I have it mounted to the front of my kayak. I've also had it suction cupped to the sides of some of my rigs. And it does really well. This is beat up and rusty and kind of nasty. It really needs to be cleaned up. It kind of just got thrown in a box, but it still works. And I was excited to see that all the old mounts still fit the new GoPro, which I thought was pretty fantastic. Particularly since I have an entire bag of miscellaneous mounts like the floaty handle. I have some of the 3M adhesive mounts. I have like some of the chest mounts and the head mounts and things like that, which is great so that it will actually fit on the new camera, but it also can still fit my old camera. I'm not even sure if this one works. It has been a while since I've used it, but hopefully, even if this battery is toast, I can hopefully order another one and throw it in, and then that it'll still work, because it did produce pretty good videos. It's just some of the functionality is a bit dated, and if I remember correctly, I think the 3 maybe tapped out at 720. It may have done 1080. I can't really remember, but the new one, the Hero 9, is supposedly able to shoot all the way in 5K, which is incredible. I can't even believe we're at that resolution. But with that being said, you know, my channel is not necessarily an unboxing channel, but I did want to introduce this camera, open up the box with you guys just to show you what's in it in case you're curious. There's tons and tons of these videos with the Hero 9 and the 8 and comparing the two. I think if there's any kind of interest on this video, I may come back and do a comparison between the Hero 3 and the Hero 9 and just show how far they've evolved. Again, I'm just a consumer. While I would love for GoPro to send me one of these things for free, and for this particular video they did not. I purchased this with my own money, and as I explained in my other video, I chose the Hero 9 because it simply was on sale, and it kind of fit my price point at the time. They did have an 8. I think the 8 may have came with some accessories, but again, I have all these accessories, and so I took advantage of the 9 being on sale with no accessories instead of buying the 8 with accessories that was virtually the same price. I do know that the 10 is out, but it's pretty expensive right now, and like most electronics, at some point it'll probably come down in price, but I don't foresee myself going beyond the capabilities of this camera, at least for some time. Obviously, as technology evolves, you know, I said that when I bought this Hero 3, and here we are, you know, 10 years later. So that's you know, that's pretty impressive that technology can at least still last that long. And so, like I did before when I was recording earlier, but the setup wasn't right, I basically just went over that they have a quick install guide or a quick overview guide of, you know, how to put the battery in, how to turn it on. They also tell you to download the app, you know, for iOS or Android. My favorite is they also give you some stickers. I'm a big fan of stickers, some GoPro. And so if anybody wants to send me stickers, I'm always game for that, because in some of my videos you may see in the background my toolbox is completely covered in them. But when we open up the case, which is also a nice touch that they include a hard shell case now, because I do remember they used to not come with cases. You have the cable, you have a mount that can click into a lot of different accessories, and then they give you one 3M mount that is arched. I don't know if it'll focus on that or not. Which allows you to kind of mount it to uneven surfaces like the nose of a kayak, helmet, some of the common areas that people will put the mounts on. And then of course we have the camera. Now, like I said before, I had already opened this because I thought I had the video completed, but apparently I didn't have the mic on. But I do already have the battery installed, and one of the things I was impressed with is this aluminum, or at least it feels like aluminum, outer case now. It just makes this thing feel so much more sturdy compared to the complete plastic construction of this camera. This camera was not waterproof, and it was also not very durable, which is why I bought the impact case, and I later installed this little floaty door add-on, so that if it got knocked off the nose of my kayak, it would float, or if we're doing something in the water, you know, it wouldn't be lost. And so I out of habit, I guess, I just went ahead and bought this protective housing. I'm still debating on if I'm even going to keep this, because I did read that the Hero 9 is waterproof up to 33 feet, and it looks to be that it's waterproof without any case, so it may not even be necessary for me to have that. But I do think, since I have it, I may just hold on to it, because at some point, if I do start making some motovlog videos, or if I want to attach it on the outside of my rig when we're going through some off-road trails and things like that, this would particularly help rocks and sticks and stuff from kicking up and cracking the screen on this. The other thing I'm pretty impressed with, that it seems like they have completely redesigned, is at the bottom of the camera, at least on the Hero 3, it didn't have the hoops for the accessories. You had to buy a case to get those hoops. Whereas with this, they have these that fold out. I'll show you that. At the bottom of the camera. And it allows you to hook those accessories in, which is awesome. And then when you're not using them, they can just magnetize down to the bottom of the camera, giving you a flat surface. The other thing I thought was pretty cool is, now this camera only had this one little LCD that told you, how many photos you've taken or how long the video is that you're working on and things like that. But now you have a full-on screen at the front that can not only show you the same information, but it'll also show you what you're recording. So if you want to do like vlogs and videos where you might not necessarily know if you're in frame, kind of like what I'm doing now, where I have the LCD screen turned around. It's a pretty awesome feature that they have that now. And then in addition, they have a giant touchscreen, and I say giant in the sense that, as small as these cameras are, that's a pretty generous sized screen that they have on the back of this thing. And as you can see, I'll hold it up to the camera. It's really impressive, and it's totally touchscreen, and it allows you to go through the functionalities and things like that. I haven't messed with this. I actually haven't even turned it on. I put the battery in during the first recording session of this video, and when I figured out that the mic wasn't plugged in, I had to put it all back and restart. So I will turn that on in a minute. But one of the things that I did appreciate that they did modify is the little mount. This is the one that actually comes with the GoPro. And one of the things that I noticed right off the bat that they've improved on is they gave you this little rubber stopper, which ultimately prevents these tabs from getting pushed in by accident, and then ultimately letting the mount slide out of whatever accessory you have it mounted in, which is great, so that you don't have an accidental slip with your camera where, like, maybe it's on the front of your kayak, for instance. I use that as an example because that's where I predominantly use my Hero 3. And then the mount, for whatever reason, gets knocked, and these tabs get pushed in just enough to where it pops the camera out. I did notice on some of my older mounts that these tabs understandably starts to get fatigued after a while as you push on these over and over and over, taking the mount on and off. And so this little rubber plug kind of prevents that. It puts pressure in the insides of the tabs and pushes it out up against the mount, which is pretty cool. I think that's a really neat upgrade. The other thing I've also noticed is, while this little turn wheel is literally the exact same design as the original, camera will not focus, but you can see here it's virtually the same. Hero 3, Hero 9, basically the same. They did change this guy, which is, again, it won't focus, but it's the bolt on the outside of the mount that this actually screws into. And if you look on the Hero 3, it used to be kind of like a riveted nut. Essentially, it was just kind of shoved into the mount, whereas this is actually one piece that's been infused into the mount itself, and I think that just makes it sleeker. I don't know if it's going to be any sturdier. We'll see long term. Again, this was more like a nut that was pushed in, and it's held by friction with this pushing against it when it's screwed in. And so, as you can see, this is held up just fine, and this camera is roughly about 10 years old. So if that worked just fine, I can only imagine that this will do just the same, if not better. So first impressions of the Hero 9, I think it's going to be fantastic for the channel. I think it's going to be fantastic for you guys, because hopefully that means I'll make some more entertaining content, and hopefully it means my my video quality will be significantly better. I just got to get better at doing the actual editing, and hopefully getting better at talking on the camera. But besides that, first impressions are wow. They've come a long way, and it's really neat to see some of the innovation. I do look forward to spending some time with this camera and kind of getting an understanding of how it works and things like that. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. Again, I just took it out of the box, so as I get more familiarized with it and I use it, I will certainly come back and make another video of what I think of the camera itself. If there's definitely enough interest in this video, it will motivate me to also, like I said, make a video directly comparing the two cameras, maybe even making a video, is it worth it? If you could pick up a Hero 3 on eBay for like 50 bucks, or however much they're going for, I don't know how much they are, is it worth just buying a Hero 3? Or is the Hero 9 got enough functionality packed into it that it is worth purchasing? I can tell you right off the bat, I think it's worth it, but you know, you never know. And when maybe we can make a video showing the video that the Hero 3 creates, and then compare it to the video that the Hero 9 creates, and just see if for the average consumer, is there any noticeable difference. But yeah, just let me know in the comments if you guys want to see something like that. I'd be happy to make that. But yeah, like I said, I'll at least, before I end this video, I'll at least turn it on, and we'll see what it does when it boots up. So it looks like I forgot I already picked English for the language, so I've already went past that. But as you can see, there's the GoPro logo, and then it's got the neat little Hero 9 introduction screen on the front there. So like I said, it'll be really cool to see what happens with this camera in terms of the content I am able to create. And like I said, I'll give you my thoughts on how I feel about the camera as I've used it a little bit more. So as always, thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and we'll see you next time.